Okay, let's talk about Green Lantern, the animated series. So, Green Lantern, the animated series is, of course, about Hal Jordan. This came out around the time of I think the fall, immediately after um, the Ryan Reynolds movie, and of course follows Hal Jordan along with his Green Lantern friend Kilowog, a AI pilot for their ship called Aya, and of course a Red Lantern who's chosen to defect and help work with the heroes named Razor. And it follows these four characters as they take on the Red Lantern threat, along with eventually the Manhunters and the Anti-Monitor. And yeah, this is like a really fun show, a really great show. It's Star Trek it's very much, I think, I wouldn't be surprised to learn if it actually was Star Trek inspired. It's very Star Trek in its sort of the way that its episodes are structured, and it is also a really good job at just being like a hero show, a cop show. It's fun. And yeah, like I really love Green Lantern the animated series, and there are a lot of people who do. And honest to God, I just gotta say, better than Young Justice. Young Justice really didn't get its groove of being like a great show until like 10 episodes in, and then of course for like the next 16 it was great, and then season 2 like watched it altogether better than it did when it originally aired. But yeah, like but Young Justice really fell off hard, and thankfully the Green Lantern show never really does that. It stays consistently great over its 26 episodes. It has really good animation, which is kind of surprising considering the fact that it was, I think, done by the same animators in the same studio as Beware the Batman. And Beware the Batman, I mean, it only ran for like one season, but Beware the Batman has the problem of kind of looking like a PS2, like era game, like its animation really wasn't great, very drab, very gray. And Green Lantern the animated series looks amazing, very colorful, very beautiful, very vibrant. There are some, of course, planets that are just like, oh look, another desert, but Green Lantern the animated series looks amazing. Its voice cast is amazing. Josh Keaton, the absolute goat of Spider-Man, plays Hal Jordan in this, and he does a really good job at being a really likable Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan, I mean, isn't like the best character within the comic book realm, and I think the problem that the 2011 movie had was that they just tried to make him a generic like Ryan Reynolds character, when really the best thing to do to make Hal Jordan likable was to make him, a Captain Kirk like character. And this show completely understands that, making him basically like Captain Kirk. Kilowog is the gruff but lovable sergeant with a heart of gold. Razor is your typical emo, angsty teenager. He's even described several times as being like young, which I will say I don't really get immediately from his voice actor, but his voice actor, to be fair, is like a 40-year-old dude trying to sound like sinister and evil. And I mean nothing against Jason Speck, is that his name? And of course, Kevin Michael Richardson, the GOAT Kevin Michael Richardson, plays Kilowog in this show. He's just absolutely amazing. He actually played Kilowog, fun fact, in the Green Lantern video game that was meant to tie in to the movie Rise of the Manhunters, which that's kind of cool. But yeah, the voice cast is great. Another person I will shout out is, of course, the actress who plays Aya, who is Great Lyle or Great Griffin. And yeah, like the whole cast is amazing, and surprisingly, basically every episode, um, kind of like with the Batman, basically every episode has a major celebrity guest star, whether that's Robert England, um, Kurt something, the guy who plays the dad um, in what's that show called? That '70s show. He literally is in like the first episode of this whole show. You got you know Clancy Brown, like so many different like top tier A-list like TV celebrities were in this show, which it's crazy the pool DC shows have, oddly enough. But no, like I really loved this episode, and it was just really fun and really great. I want to quickly talk about my favorite episodes. So this show, like I said, was sort of broken up into two halves. You know, arc one was about the Red Lanterns, and the Red Lanterns are like really scary, effective villains. And then second half was about was about the Manhunters, which are like a race of like robots who were initially created to police the galaxy before they turned out to kind of evil. So my favorite episode from I think the first half of the season is either the episode where Mogo, A Lost Planet, the episode where Mogo first shows up, or what's a really good episode from the first half? Well, yeah, of course, like the kind of the finale of the arc. I really liked Fear Itself, actually. Fear Itself, that's a really fun episode. Hal befriends like a jellyfish yeah, that's actually legitimately my favorite episode of the first half of season 1, episode 7, Fear Itself. Hal Jordan befriends kind of befriends a jellyfish. It's a bit more complicated than that, but he befriends a jellyfish, and him and Kilowog had kind of been introduced previously to the concept of these yellow crystals that would eventually become, most likely, the power source of the Sinestro Corps of the Yellow Lanterns. These yellow crystals sort of emit fear and stuff, and of course, they don't know that yet, but they slowly, with the help of the jellyfish, figure out that, like, oh nuts, like these things emit fear and stuff like that. And of course, Kilowog like befriends like the locals and stuff like that, which is really cool. And like the garb of the locals kind of looks like the Sinestro Corps get up. Like that's really good. Like that's probably my favorite episode of the first half of season 1. And then favorite episode from the second half of season 1, there's actually quite a few, and I will just rapid fire them. I love Babel, episode 20. It's the episode where Hal, Kilowog, and Razor, they like lose power in their, like all three of them lose power in their rings, and they have to work together strictly through like non-verbal communication, you know, because they can't talk to each other because they're all speaking different languages. This is the episode that kind of establishes the idea that Green Lanterns have like a universal translator basically built in, and it's like really fun stuff. And yeah, it's great. That's a great episode. Blue Hope, that's the episode where the Blue Lanterns truly make their mark in the hearts of children everywhere. That's a really good episode. And then but I will say the episodes with the Star Sapphires are actually like really good. Love and War, and then Love is a Battlefield. I think they really did a good job at making at least every planet that we visit really good, like really distinct and stuff like that. But they also did a really good job at making sure that the different like lantern colors. And season 2 apparently was supposed to be about, I think, the Sinestro Corps. I think I've heard that somewhere. That season 2 was going to be about the Sinestro Corps. That's really cool. And like, I do think that like season 1's really good. And like, this is genuinely one of the greatest DC shows like ever made. And they did such a good job at sort of having, you know, every planet feel unique, every Green Lantern color that we get introduced to for this season. They did a really good job at making them like be distinct. You know, we meet well, orange, so green, orange, red, obviously. We get hints of yellow, pink, and then blue. And yeah, like this whole show is just absolutely amazing, and is sort of, well, obviously it was kind of created by everyone's favorite Bruce Timm. And yeah, Bruce Timm still has it. This was a great show. But I also want to shout out Jim Krieg. Now, I am a big fan of Jim Krieg's work. I've sung his praises many a times as a writer. And, you know, this was like one of the first, I think, shows that he produced. He did a great job here. I think everyone, between art design, animation, like the voice acting, the music's also really good. Like, you can tell that the people who made this show really wanted the Green Lantern animated series to be the best that it could be. And honestly, I think it is. I know Lanterns is going to be a completely different kind of project, but honestly, I would rather have another Green, like, it doesn't even have to be a continuation of this show. I just want a, like, honest to God, another animated series about the Green Lanterns, because I think that that would probably go over really well, especially if you once again made it TV PG, you made it for you know, like you made it like a family show, very much like this show was. You make it like a family show, something you can watch with the whole fam. I think that would really go over well. Unfortunately, one of the negatives, I think, of James Gunn's DCU is that everything has to be connected, so we're less likely to get, I think, something like this, where it's a really fun, inventive show made by people who care about the source material. I think we're less likely to get just one-off shows that really understand what makes these characters special, and we're gonna have to be kind of stuck, unfortunately, with you know, just, oh hey, this is like something that connects to the grander universe, which kind of sucks. But I don't know, who knows? Green Lantern, or the Lantern show, could surprisingly be like amazing. But this is of course a tough act to follow, and like I said, I love this show. I think everyone who has seen the show basically loves it as well. And yeah, like this is just a great show. I plan on, in like a week or two, talking about the remaining 2 Green Lantern movies that I gotta do, the 2 Green Lantern animated films. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, like this was a great show. I really enjoyed watching it. I can't wait to show a few episodes, of course, to my beautiful niece tomorrow. But yeah, comment below, let me know, did you watch this show when it originally aired on Cartoon Network? I watched like the second half. I think week to week I watched the second half when it was coming out. I remember doing that back in like the winter, basically the fall of 2012, but the winter of 2013, along with, of course, episodes of Young Justice, and thought that this show was, you know, absolutely fun and incredible. And yeah, like I unapologetically loved watching this show. And yeah, so comment below, let me know, what do you think about it? What's your favorite episode? All that kind of fun stuff. Where does it sort of rank in your depictions of, I guess, the Green Lantern character? We haven't had a lot of adaptations of Green Lantern, but who knows? Maybe this is your favorite as well. Anywho, I've rambled for long enough. Remember that God made you special. He loves you very much. Hope you had a very lovely day. Hope you had a very lovely week, as always. God bless. I love you. And beware my power. Green Lantern's light.